It's hard waking up and going to school, knowing what I'm going to face every day. In high school, all people want to do is be cool and fit in. Popularity is everything, and being popular means you're partying, you're drinking, smoking, and hooking up with as many people as possible. There's so much pressure all the time to be a certain way, to do certain things. It's just so hard to say no when you feel like that's the only way to be accepted.
Coming into high school, I always spent more time at home with my family than I did my friends. But after my parents split up, it was hard to be at home because I didn't feel like home anymore. I tried to hide how bad I was struggling with my parents' breakup because I didn't want to sound weak.
My father passed away last January from melanoma cancer. After that, my life started going downhill. I questioned God many times and was actually angry with him for a short period of time. I had constant thoughts about how my daddy wouldn't be there for prom, graduation, and my wedding, and that in itself just broke my heart. I never wanted to talk about it, and I wouldn't unless someone else brought it up. I'm very good at holding things in.
You know, most of the people look at my life and think I've got it all. Star basketball player, wide receiver on the football team, popular, but it's all just a front. I ain't got nothing.
I wanted to be popular so bad. I would force myself to sit beside who I know to be the biggest bully I've ever met, and he would just punch and abuse me physically and mentally, calling me fat and trying to make everyone else laugh. That was the cost of being with the cool kids, but I embraced it because I just wanted to belong. I always brushed it off my shoulder and acted like it didn't hurt, but it did. That hurt kept building up over time to the point where I just wanted everything to end.
I've always struggled wanting to please people. Sometimes it led me to do things I didn't really want to do, but I just hated disappointing anyone. More so than anyone else, I've always struggled with trying to please my dad and living up to his expectations. I don't know why I always feel that burden. I know that my dad loves me and never put that pressure on me, but I always thought if I wasn't as good as him, I was a failure.
From then on, I searched for love throughout other ways. Boys. I needed to feel loved and accepted. I went through 3 guys before realizing that that wasn't the way to deal with things. I learned from a story similar to mine at Young Life Camp, that God can be everything you ever wanted and more. I eventually learned that I don't need to cling to guys in order to feel loved.
My dad was in jail from the time I was 5 until I was 13. I always dreamed about what life would be like when my dad finally got out. He got out when I was 13, but I still didn't have a dad. He lived 2 streets away and I never saw him. All I wanted was for him to show up at my ball games. My dad might as well still be in jail.
You know, you hear stories about people's lives being so bad to the point where they think about taking their own lives, but you never think that could be you. I figured that maybe if I was gone, everything would be fine and I wouldn't have to hurt anymore. I just wanted something I could run to, but I didn't know where that was. I didn't want to tell my parents or anyone else because I was too nervous, so I just held it myself.
The problem with high school is that everyone is lukewarm about God. In high school, almost everyone says that they're a Christian, but being a Christian means so many things now, it doesn't have the same meaning anymore. And I was the same way.
I've always had a lot of anger and hatred in my heart for my dad. Young Life has helped me walk through the dark places of my life and taught me so much. Even though I still don't have my dad in my life, I know that I always have my Young Life friends to go to.
My biggest fear is not being loved. I have always been scared of not being wanted, but now I know for sure that this will not be a problem anymore. I know and have accepted that my Father is no longer here, but my Heavenly Father is. I have a God that will be there for me whenever I need Him. He loves me unconditionally, and He gave His life for me. I still struggle like anyone else here, but the difference now is I have someone to lean on that won't ever let me fall.
I was still battling suicidal thoughts when a friend of mine invited me to Young Life Club and told me that he wanted me to be there. He picked me up that night, and the talk at the end of the club really hit me hard. I knew from then that Young Life was somewhere I could run to. I ended up going on a summer camp trip with Young Life that summer, and I accepted Jesus Christ into my life. I really feel like I have another family with the Young Life crew, somewhere I belong and am accepted, and don't have to worry about trying to be cool. Young Life means everything to me. It literally saved my life.
I went to a Young Life camp my freshman year and loved it and decided I was going to live my life for Christ. That didn't go too well that next year, and I was probably further away from God that year than I'd ever been. My Young Life leader didn't give up on me though. He kept loving me and encouraging me. I went to Young Life camp again the next year, and I'm truly following God for the first time in my life now.